Welcome to the Dafckinboss podcast. Today we have Joe Mans. It's a speaker, trainer, advisor, entrepreneur, and radio host. So let's see what he's all about. What's up, Joe? How you doing, man?
Hey Carlos, good to see you as always, man.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. We were talking about like motivation, how you start your day. Like it's morning now, so how how has it been going? Like this week?
Yeah, so it's 10:30 where I'm at. So I've been up for about 5 hours now. I get up, around 5:30, 6 o'clock and start my day with I'm blessed. I get to get up with my children every morning. They're teenagers, so they're only going to be in the house a little bit longer before they go on to college and to great things in the world. So I'm just I enjoy every morning I get to get up with them. And I used to have a different mindset. It used to be an obligation to have to get up early with the kids and get the day started. And I'm like, I don't remember when that shift took place for me, but the mindset of these kids are going to be here till they're at least 18.
Yeah, I know.
So I could make a choice to see this as an obligation, or I could realize what it really is, and that is an opportunity to start my day off with the people I love the most, and that's my family. And I know that sounds so cliche and scripted, but man, it comes from my heart.
Yeah, of course.
It really is the truth, man. Everything I do in my life, I do for my family. That's why I'm here. That's my role, in the household is to provide
That's amazing.
for them, and that includes providing love and letting them know they're loved
Yeah,
and
I know.
start their day off
But I
right.
mean, like,
So
even though it's work, even though it's an obligation, like when you make that shift, that also works for like for a job or for work. Yeah, it's an obligation. Like you need that money to provide or to live or to buy anything you want. But if you like look at I don't know the right way, like enjoying having a job because on during this quarantine having a job is like a blessing, you know. There's people that even though don't have a job, so I always say like there are some people say to me, man, I have a lot of job and I have a lot of work to do. And I mean, like, there's only one thing worse than having a lot of job, and that's not having one, right?
not having a
So
job.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? I believe this. I believe attitude is a choice. Remember, when I was in college and I was working two jobs and going to college full time. And I was working as a dental assistant in a dentist office, and I was going to college for marketing, and I was doing marketing part time, like a self-generated kind of internship. And I was like, man, this is so cool. I get to do all these things I love to do. And I'm driving to the dentist office. And I'm like, I love going to the dentist office and working with the patients. And I love doing the marketing thing. And I enjoy what I was studying in school. I got to thinking about why is that? And I believe this. I believe it's because I chose to love the thing that I was doing because I knew I had to do them. And if you have to do it, you either can say, I'm going to choose to enjoy this or choose to have at least a positive attitude about it, or I can make the choice to do something different. But either way, you have the choice. And I think that people highly, like they undervalue the power of choice, especially when it comes to choosing your attitude for the things that you have to do.
Yeah, exactly. I do think that it's a choice. Like definitely, I've experienced like the two same events, and actually the event doesn't change. The people that are there, I don't know, for a project are the same. Like I'm the same, but sometimes I do enjoy it. Like okay, I need to get this stuff done. I will feel better when it's done. Like that satisfaction when you get stuff done, it's amazing. So I always try like to think how would I feel when I end that? You know, like for
Right.
sports, I do like running. So for marathons, like I don't care how I'm feeling right now, I will feel great at the end. So for work projects and everything, I've been in the same two spots, but there's a choice. Like for not motivation, but how do you look at it? How do you like I don't know, like take those problems, obstacles, or issues and transform them in like something to grow, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel for people um, who have jobs that they don't enjoy. like no matter how much they shift their attitude, they just won't enjoy what they're doing. And I say that because I've, I've been in that situation before where I've had, a job that maybe I didn't enjoy so much, and and so it wasn't until I decided that I was going to do the things I had to do to get out of that situation. And it does take extra work and it is hard. So you not only do you have a job you have to do that you don't enjoy, but you have to do extra work after that job to try to put yourself in a position to do something different. But like you said, the marathon, right? No matter how you feel in that run, at that moment, when you want to quit, when you're fatigued, when you're tired, when you're thirsty, when you're all of those negative things are entering your mind. So in this case, when you're working that job and the boss is on your back and you don't enjoy the work, and then you've got to go do the other work to try to get you to a different place, you have to think about that destination. What I'm doing right now is working towards something better, because that moment is only a short moment. That period of time where the struggle is only a short period of time. But the accomplishment and the feeling of the victory and the fulfillment that comes once you reach that destination, once you get to that new job and are doing something you truly love, that you're passionate about, that lasts forever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that feeling stays forever in your mind. Like you can actually like recall a moment that you got something done and use it for the present. Like I did that and it's amazing. I don't believe it. So I'm gonna do the same in this moment, in this project, in this goal.
Right.
But I do think that, and I wanted like to ask you because for me it was like kind of difficult. Like I don't know, like in every aspect of my life. Actually, when I started doing things, projects, work, and everything, and sometimes it wasn't my fault, or sometimes it wasn't my fault, but I didn't like get the stuff done, like get the work done. So
Right.
I never got to experience at first like that satisfaction. So I was just like thinking about like, no, it's just work. I'm always feeling like, I don't know, frustrated, depressed, and that kind of stuff. I didn't like could not taste that satisfaction because I wasn't getting the stuff done. So
Right.
it was when I got stuff done and I actually tasted that satisfaction, I started like creating the habit or feeling more obsessed or addicted to it. So now I can. So like in those, I don't know, like you start a new project, you start a new entrepreneur, I don't know, like kind of business or something, and you don't know how will you get it done. How do you translate like your previous achievement, your previous goals that you set your mind and you actually achieve them, or even your family that you were telling me like at the beginning, like how do you translate that to a new field, to a new project, to something that is new for you but you want to go through with that?
Well, for me, everything starts with a purpose, right? Like, what is the thing that I like is most important to me? I've not always been that way. I've done things because, well, there's a job and I need money. And so I do the job and I hated it. And I hated the job, but I also hated going hungry. And I don't want to, I would rather do work I don't like to do and feed my family and feed myself than go hungry. And I've never gone hungry, thankfully. There's always been opportunities to provide. So, and I come from a very, poor background. As a child, we had nothing. Like we lived without electricity for almost a year, in the woods, with no electric and no running water. I mean, and this was in the 90s, so this was recently. So to have nothing, gives you I think when you have struggles in life, and even if it's not that severe, but if you have struggles in life and you look at those things and as opportunities to learn. What can I gain? What knowledge, experience can I gain from those things that happened around me, or those things that I went through? If you can do that with everything, even the good things that happen, you're looking at what did I learn from that? Then it helps you with going forward with whatever it is that you're going forward for. So reflecting on past experience and learning the lessons and then finding purpose to move forward. If the lesson I learned was something I did not enjoy, and then kind of my purpose may be I don't want my children to ever have to live in without electricity and running water, right? So that's my purpose is to be a provider. We didn't have I didn't have the opportunity to play sports as a child because we just couldn't afford the equipment and the fees to play the sports. So I'm not going to make my children play sports if they don't want to play sports. But if they do want to play sports, I don't want finances to be the thing that prevents them from being able to pursue that dream, that passion that they have. So for me, my passion is providing opportunities for my family, and then providing opportunities for others. So I believe there's two things that happen. We gain knowledge from the things that we experience. So if the stove is hot and I touch the stove, I know the stove is hot. I have knowledge. I know it's hot because I touched it. I experienced that. That's knowledge. Wisdom is when someone else shares an experience with me. So maybe they touch the stove and say, Joe, don't touch the stove. It's hot. So now I'm gaining wisdom from someone else's knowledge. Now, that can also come in observation. So I observe someone touch the stove. They said, ouch, it's hot. So now that's wisdom, gaining wisdom from their experience. So those are two things, knowledge and wisdom. I put those two things together. And whatever I've experienced, so whatever I know, I want to share that with others as wisdom. And whatever wisdom I've obtained from other people, and I've been so blessed to have so many amazing people that were very knowledgeable, share that with me. So I want to share that wisdom with others. And that's my goal. So if I go through those things, so I put myself in positions when I do my studio talk on Tuesday nights. I want to share my experience from music with other people who are maybe artists who are trying to find their way in the industry. So if I could share that with them so they don't have to learn the lessons the way I had to learn the lessons, then maybe I'm adding value to their life a little bit, to their career, to their experience. So everything that I do is drawn from my past experience and wisdom that other people share with me so I can share with others so to make their journey a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more valuable.
That's amazing, Joe. Actually, that makes sense for me now. Like for a couple of years, um, whenever I heard like adding value, I thought that it was like kind of cliche or not. I don't know, something that wasn't real because I wasn't experiencing it. I wasn't doing it. But then I don't know when I started like giving instead of like asking, and
Yeah.
suddenly I start like receiving because I don't know. I do it because they were my friends, they were my family, and they asked for a favor or something, and I'm like, okay, yeah, they're family. I didn't like connect the dots, but I start like giving, like, okay, yeah, I can help you with that. I can put you in contact with this guy. I don't know, like I didn't see it as a business, and suddenly when I needed something, I didn't need to ask. Like by adding value, people start adding value to your life. Like that sounds amazing. And then like I told you I wasn't looking at that bigger picture like way before. I needed to change and adjust. And now I'm that cliche guy also. Like I like adding value. I don't use adding value, but I do stuff for people. I don't know if they are like going to give it back to me at some point, but I don't care because most of the
Right.
times life gives you back, and it's been amazing. Like hearing you, the purpose. Like sometimes I forget why I'm doing the things I'm doing. Like I don't know, I get tired of something, and I do need to recall what's the purpose about that thing that I started, about that project that I want to get through. What's the purpose? So that's gonna stick. Like I'm always learning, and thanks for that advice. So you were talking about the studio talks that now you have on Tuesdays. I've been checking that stuff. It's on Icon, the new app that it's still on beta, but has a lot of potential right there. So do you have experience more about the app and about the studio talk? So tell us like studio talk and Icon and your part in that, like adding value to this artist that you were talking about.
I think that, yeah, absolutely. I think that what you were talking about just now about serving others is actually it's how I got into the Icon app. So there's a Zig Ziglar is a motivational speaker, or was. He's passed. But one of my favorite Zig Ziglar quotes, I heard this when I was 16, 17 years old. He says you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. And at first I thought, well, that's kind of self-serving, isn't it? To I'm only doing it to get something back. But then he went on to explain what it meant, and it really was the opposite. It was the attitude of service. It says if you focus on giving other people what they want, then what happens? A couple of things happen. Number one, what you want changes. I'm not looking to do something for me, I'm looking to do something for you. I want to help you get what you want. What does Carlo want, and how can I help him get it? So when I do that, if that's what I want, I'm not out here building something for me. I'm helping you. And when you do that for enough other people, everyone sees your attitude of service. Everyone sees a genuine heart to serve other people. And those are the people we naturally want to serve, right? When you see someone, I have an aunt who just, she's a saint. I mean, really, in all ways. I've never seen her ask for anything because she's never had to ask for anything. I've always, the only thing I've seen her ask is, how can I serve you? Right? And when you do that, people just naturally want to give to you. That's why you've not had to do without. Because everybody, when you shift over to serving others, that's what happens. And so with Icon, that's a really great example with the with Studio Talk. Ja Rule put out this new platform, the Icon app, and it's to he did that out of service. Of course, it's a business. Of course, yeah, we all have to. I think people mix this up, right? Oh, well, you're just doing it to make money. No, I have to make money. I have to pay my mortgage. I have to feed my children. I have to put gas in the car. We all have to do that. So, how can I make money doing something I love to do while serving other people? So he put this app together that says there's something missing in the music industry we need to create something that connects the artists and connects the fans and allows, especially during COVID, allowing the fans to connect closer with the artists. Because live entertainment, there's no substitute. But what can we do to get them closer, to get fans closer in this virtual world? Because the live, like the streaming concerts, aren't really doing it for me. They're not giving me the same juice that a live show does. And I am a concert festival junkie. So, so he created this app, and it allows artists to monetize their art. There's three ways that you can do that. You can do a one-on-one session with any of the artists that set up that portion of their profile in the app. So you can go into my profile and Icon, and you can book a meeting with me and pay that fee, and we'll do a one-on-one, you know, private session with me. We can invite other people into that if we want to, but it's you and me having that conversation. That's as close as you can get to an artist right now, right? The second way that you can monetize your art is charge admission to the stream. So it's like charging admission to your show. So if an artist is doing a performance or having a conversation, you can put a dollar amount on that, and that's the fee, the admission fee that they pay to get in to watch the stream, and they're watching it live. And then the third way is once you're in a live stream, whether it's a paid or a free live stream, you can tip the artists. So with that, I was like, this is a great thing. And Ja Rule and I are pretty close friends. And I said, well, how can I serve him? How can I help him? Because this is a good idea that's going to serve others, right? It's going to provide artists a way to monetize their art and connect closer with the fans and fans to get closer to the artists, which we need right now. And Ja Rule is a friend. How can I help him get this in the hands? Because the more people that use it, the more people are helped by this app. There's no charge to join the app. And so my friend Jay, Cassius Jay, and I, we've been music buddies for a long, long time, 20 years probably. And we got together and said, let's do a talk show. And that's what we're doing. So we're bringing artists and we're bringing producers and bringing all kinds of people from different facets of the music industry in once a week, Tuesday night, 6:30 Eastern time, live on Icon. So we're recording live in studio audience, if you will, right? We're doing that, and then we're publishing it on our Instagram, IGTV, the following week.
That's good, and that's amazing. Like, I don't know, like I'm also a festival junkie and concert live show type of guy, and now it has like stopped completely. And
Yeah.
I don't know, streams doesn't give you, like you were saying, like the same vibe, the same experience, you know. And I've been looking at through the lives and everything, and you can actually, I don't know, it feels like more organic. I don't know, like more in touch of the with the person. I know it's live, but I don't know, has like certain something that you can actually like see right away.
Right.
and and what you were talking, like, okay, there's this tool for artists, to for performers, like, to monetize right now in these times of COVID. And it's great. Like, I mean, even if we weren't on quarantine, I can see this becoming a thing, because I don't know, distance is a huge thing. So
Right.
that's amazing. And talking about studio talks, I've seen the studio talk, and I love the how you two, Jay and you, like, kind of vibe and joke around, and you actually smile. Well, that's my experience. I actually like smile because you two interacting and making jokes and everything. I don't know, like that kind of energy, that kind of vibe, like it's not fake. It's there. Like the energy,
True.
you can see it. You don't have a script. You are not like very serious. I don't know. It feels something, and it makes you smile. Like, oh, I'm having a good time here. Like I'm being part of this life, even though you're not like on it, right?
Yeah.
So I
When Dave
do I
pops
do
up,
think that.
like that's my guy. Like from back in the day. Like I would die for that guy, I'd kill for that guy if I had to. Like that is my the brother I never had, and there ain't nothing I would do for or wouldn't do for him or his family. That's and I think you can feel that when we get. I mean, we were on a call last night talking about how we can make Studio Talk better. We were on a call for like an hour, just talking about how we can make Studio Talk better. And we get that. So thank you for that feedback, by the way, and it's positive feedback. But we still want it to be better. We want it to be. I don't know. We just want to continue to refine that because if people are going to take their time and spend it with us, we owe it to them to be prepared and give them the most entertainment value that we possibly can. And I need to learn how to win a lucky seven. Let's be honest, right? I haven't won a lucky seven. I won one, and and that's not good. So we're gonna work on that.
For people that don't know what Lucky Seven is like this part in the studio talks of Joe and Jay, where they like I don't know, like ask these questions and about rap, hip hop culture, hip hop history, and they like go one on one, and it's pretty funny. You guys need to go watch that and go download the Icon app and be part of this amazing thing. And yeah, man, it's it. I'm not trying to give you feedback. I just that's how I felt. Like I really
Okay.
really enjoy it, and that's how you get hooked, like with people. You know, like with a podcast, with I don't know, a movie or a TV show or whatever. It's that energy that makes you feel like some emotion, and I'm having a good time there. Like I feel like we're in this small gathering, like I don't know, like small party kind of vibes, and
Yeah. Right.
that's good. You have definitely something there, and it's always room. There's always room for improvement and for growth, but to make adjustments. I know that, but right now you're doing a great job. Like I do enjoy it, and people are gonna enjoy it because I don't know. It's raw. It's true. It's not faked, and I mean, like in these times, not a lot of people are real. You know, like that kind of vibe. It you feel it, man. You
That's
actually
true.
can feel it. Yeah, and the those parts, like I know you always look at purpose. You always look when doing things. How are you gonna feel at the end? We were talking about your family, how you start your day, like choosing the right attitude, your different projects that you are doing. But actually, it kind of I don't know, sums up into adding value to others, like helping people. And it's not because you're like a give. It's because that's how you. I don't know. It works for you. Not in nothing like I want to receive if I'm given. Like this is how energy flows. This is how things start like getting momentum, right? Like getting momentum and everything. So, and I know you have your entrepreneurships. Like I know you have companies that you sold. I remember that kind of thing. How I don't know. Like give us something there. Like I don't know, not that knowledge that you can like see of a guru, right? Like you enter a course or a program or master class. No, no, no. Something that you would like uh, to have heard when you were like studying investing or actually like in the entrepreneurship kind of world. I don't know, like something that would have helped you like before that
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to learn in the road.
Man, I tell you, like, if if I could go back and have a conversation with my 17-year-old self, I would need more than a day to share all the lessons. Some of the lessons that I learned, I mean, definitely a heart of service. Find something that you love to do, and this is another Zig Ziglar quote. Find something you love to do so much that you're willing to do it for free, and then learn how to do it well enough that people will gladly pay you for it. Such an important lesson. I did hear that when I was 17, and it did stick with me. But and then something I wrote later on is to say that just because you find something you love to do, this is what I learned. So I followed Zig's guidance on that, and I pursued it. And then I learned, like, man, I love this, but I got to do this other thing that sucks real bad, right? So I learned that just because you find the thing that you love to do doesn't mean you won't have to do things you don't like to do. So even though you got the dream job, or even just you work for a company that you like, or you have a company you like, um, you're still gonna have to do stuff that isn't fun. Like it's fun to win or complete the marathon. Don't worry about winning it. Like that's a whole nother level. But to complete a marathon, that enjoyment, like what you get out of that, right, is but you have to train to do that. And that's not always fun. Even running, I've ran 2 marathons. So um, training for it was not fun. But then the accomplishment was. So always remember that. Like you may be on an entrepreneurship journey where you're pursuing a passion and you love the thing that you're doing in entrepreneurship. But just remember, you're gonna have to embrace a whole lot of suck in the process. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let that say, well, if this is what I got to do. Because as an entrepreneur, especially if if you're self-funded and a self-startup, you're the bookkeeper, you're the janitor, you're the appointment setter, you're the accountant, you're everything, you're all those. And then a small piece of that is doing the thing you love to do. And then if you do it enough, if you do it long enough, then you build something that is sustainable and self-sufficient. So now there's enough income that you can hire a bookkeeper, and you can hire an accountant, and you can hire a secretary or a receptionist, and you can hire people to do those other things, but you got to put that work in. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes people get funded, but you got to put the work in to get funding to do the thing that you want to do. So just remember that, even if you're pursuing your journey. The other thing is find at least one person you can trust. Find a mentor, find someone who you can work with who's going to, because it's a lonely journey. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely journey. And it's taxing. It's emotionally stressful. It's days you want to quit, days you want to give up. And so find either a really great business partner who you can trust and just freaking trust them. If you say you're going to trust them, just trust them. You got to be completely open and honest, vulnerable with them, and they have to be the same way with you. If you can't find a partner or don't want a partner, get a freaking mentor. Even if you have a partner, there's things you need to tell your mentor that you can't tell your partner just because like you're mad at your partner today. Not because you don't like them, but I'm just having a moment, right? Get a mentor, get a coach, get somebody who you can open up to, who's going to motivate you, encourage you, call you out on your bullshit. Am I allowed to say that here? Call you out on that. Call you out on your crap when you're making excuses, because we will. We'll make excuses sometimes to get us through a moment. Get somebody who's going to call you out, but they're going to do it in a kind of loving way that's going to lift you up and encourage you to move on. So that's my advice. If I had that back then, and I had those people, I just didn't know it until looking back at it. Uh, yeah, that's probably the best advice. I got all kinds of more, but I could go on for hours about this, but those are the things. Just find something you love to do, embrace the suck, and get a mentor.
What you mean is difficult like to remember because, well, I have those experiences that sometimes stuff doesn't work. I don't know, a project doesn't get through, and you have no excuse. because you chose to do that. In my case, I chose this, and I'm saying I do enjoy this. I chose this. I like this type of work. I don't know, and so I don't have the excuse of I don't like my work. I'm working on this because I need the money. And no, I chose this, and even that, like I'm working on the stuff I like, for real. Like
Yeah.
I'm working on that. But even though there's like I don't know, when you need to work, when you are like frustrated, you also it's hard. Like would you say, even though
You
you
have bad
like what
days.
you're doing, there's gonna
Yeah.
be those moments,
You still
and
have bad
it's
days.
yep.
My schedule yesterday, I did 14 hours. 14 hours of work. I was on 12 of those 14 hours. I was on calls back to back to back to back. I had like a 15-minute here and a 15-minute there, but I was just exhausted, from that marathon of meetings. But it's what I had to do. I built my calendar. I made that schedule for my Monday. I knew what I was in for. And it wasn't that I didn't like it. I wasn't mad. I didn't want to quit. I just knew at the end of the day, like, whew, I'm mentally drained, and I just knew where I was. And so I mean, you can say that. You can say, man, this was a hard day, or that meeting didn't go well, and you can. These are emotions. Like we feel things, but feelings, right, and are different than ration, right? Like we rationalize things. Like I can, in my state of mind, I can say, this is a good thing. I know it's a good thing, but our feelings and the facts don't always match up. You know what I mean? The feeling's like, oh, this sucks. It's been a hard day. That's an emotion. It's a feeling. We're entitled to that. But you got to deal with that. And don't let your feelings drive drive the way you work. You got to put those feelings aside sometimes. Deal with them properly. But if they continue, here's the key though. If those same negative feelings continue to come back, continue to come back, continue to come back, you got an issue there that's not being solved. You got to go solve that issue. If it's your partner, in my case, it's never been because I have an amazing business partner. Uh, if it's your home life, if it's your resources in your business, you got to take a look at those. So feelings will come, feelings will go, but if you see the same feelings coming a lot and they're negative feelings, go find out why. Dig into that. Maybe you just need to manage your calendar better. Maybe it's something very simple, you know?
Pay attention when that feeling like keeps repeating, right? Like when you started like
Exactly.
feeling over and over, like you should definitely like watch it.
Yep.
And I know what you mean the when I rationalize things, or it makes logic or it makes sense in my head. That doesn't mean I'm not feeling like, I don't know, when sometimes I'm stressed or frustrated, and people say like, don't stress out, man. And I'm like, oh, I haven't thought about that. Like, come on, like, even though I know that I shouldn't stress, I'm still stressed. Like, I don't know, when you're sad, and don't be sad. I know I am, but how do I manage those emotions? And just by remembering that, that the purpose, the why am I doing this? Like, remember I chose to do this. Like, what would I feel like when I ended? So for me, like, kind of it's what you have said, and how I can interpret that. Like, is remember, don't lose focus. Always I don't know, like, always remember those bad times, right? Like the struggling, the yeah, man. Because I do tend to forget things like very fast, and so when another problem, another situation, or something good, like there's something good things happening, and sometimes I cannot like appreciate them, or being grateful about it, because I forgot that at one time I didn't have those.
Right.
I was like wanting to have that happiness, and when I do, like I actually don't appreciate it. But yeah, so it's
Well,
amazing, Joe. Like,
man,
yep.
this is the power of mentorship. This is the power of coaches. And I'll say this, your coach doesn't have to have 20 years experience. They just have to know, they have to have more experience than you do in a particular field, right? So um, this is why I'm in mentorship and coaching. This is why I do, because I do have 20 years experience in business. I have been in the military. I have been poor. I've had some success. I've had lots of failures. I don't know it all. I'll tell you that. I don't know it all. I don't have it all figured out, but I've experienced a lot and I can pull from those experiences. So the power of mentorship, the power of or coaching, whichever route you choose to go, is that when you as an entrepreneur, like I said, it can be a lonely journey because the people around us who are not entrepreneurs will say, "Well, you chose this. I'm working my 9 to 5. You chose this crazy life, so you need to deal." Like they don't understand. You know what I mean? It's not because they're bad people. It's not because they mean well. They do, but unless you're working, if you're an entrepreneur, for example, you need to find a coach who's been an entrepreneur, like a like a real entrepreneur who started businesses, who's had failed businesses, who's had successful businesses, who's been through those things, because they're going to listen to you. They're going to understand the difference between the facts and the feelings that you're going through. They're going to encourage you. They're going to motivate you. They're going to ask the right questions to pull you through it. A good coach will never say, "Suck it up," ever. That's my opinion. A good coach will ask you why you feel that way. Because that's what coaches do. They don't tell you what to do, they ask you and let you figure it out on your own. They coach you, right? The coach on a football team, the coach doesn't go on the field with the ball with you, right? They stand on the sidelines. They point out the things that you don't see and allow you to make the play, right? That's what good coaches do. Mentors are gonna work with you in a different way. They're gonna share their life experience, advice. So choose what you need best in your life. If you need guidance, if you're like, "Hey, I'm navigating an area," and they're still gonna do it. They shouldn't be telling you what to do, but they're gonna pull from experience and share with you in a different way. So that's the importance. Find somebody who is where you want to be or has been where you're going. Connect with them and allow them to take that journey with you. You're gonna get that encouragement you need. That's the person you could text or call and say, "I'm feeling this way. Is it just me?" And they're like, "No, dude, I got 30 stories right now I can tell you off the rip about how I experienced the very same thing." And now you don't feel alone so much. You know what I mean? But you feel understood.
Because it's a lonely road. Have, the way you just said it, like, but it's but you can have those companies that actually made it like better, or at least when you are feeling down, they can like believe in you even when you are not believing in yourself. So look for the mentor, look for a coach that actually like I don't know, like it's the same goal or goal oriented to that specific type of vibe that you have, or because that's the experience actually that you want, like I don't know, to get advice and to get stuff, and always like asking for stuff, right? Like it doesn't mean that you are in a smart or something, that to ask for help, to ask for advice, to actually say, "Hey, I'm feeling down. Is it just me? Am I looking this from a frustrated perspective, or it's not working, right?" So that's yeah. It made me think like whenever I hear stuff, my brain like starts like digesting all the knowledge, and I I don't grab like that much because I don't know, like sometimes you want to grab full knowledge, but actually there's some things that really stick with you, right? And it's good, man. Like I ever since we have started talking, I do enjoy your energy. Like I know you have your problems because we are human beings, that you have your struggles, but actually I don't know, every time I talk to you, every time I see you on a video call, or I don't know, I feel your energy, like um, good energy, like always smiling, even though maybe you have a problem, but you don't bring that to your work or to another place. Like you actually are smiling, vibing, and sharing, willing to share. Like I do believe that you add value to people's life. That's amazing, Joe. So for everyone like that wants to get to know more about the I don't know, like the coaching stuff, the motivation stuff, studio talks. Can you like? I will put the links on the video, but for people that are only listening, like, could you tell us where to find your stuff, where to find all about you?
Yeah, all of the information you mentioned is at my personal website, joemans.com. That's JOEMANNS.com. Right on the homepage, it's got a banner there for Studio Talk, Word of the Week. I do Word of the Week with my business partner, Roy Browning. Every Thursday morning, we do it live, and then we publish it on my Instagram TV, so that you could go watch it back there if you missed the live. All the live stuff, we turn on comments. So whether it's Studio Talk or Word of the Week, you can go in there and you can comment, and we try to interact with the audience as much as possible. That's the advantage you get by tapping into the live. Otherwise, we publish it later for anybody who's missed it. And Word of the Week is also on all your favorite podcasts, Spotify, Apple, everywhere. So go to joemans.com, and you can also, if you click on my current projects, you'll see all the businesses that I either own or I'm partnered in. Um, you can see my events, so what podcasts I'm on and things like that, right on my homepage. So anything you want to know, and you can also schedule a call with me if you like. So if you're looking for a coach, looking for a mentor, the first call is 30 minutes. It's free. It's just to really see what you're trying to achieve, where you're trying to go, if I would even be a good mentor or a good coach for you. If not, I want to send you to someone who will be a good coach or mentor for you, because that chemistry is really important. I mean, you're looking for somebody you can be vulnerable with, that you can trust, and it's got to be somebody like, for example, if you're wanting to be the best chemical engineer in the world, I don't know anything about chemical engineering. I know a lot about life planning. I know a lot about planning for success. So I can help you in the journey, but I can't elevate your chemical engineering skills. Like, I can't help you there. So that's important. So that's what that free call is for, that 30-minute consult, to figure out where we are, and if we can, if I can truly add value. As cliche, I'm with you on that, Carla. I think that's so cliche, but I've been saying it for so long, it's hard for me not to say it anymore. And then you can actually, we'll schedule other meetings there. So if you want speaking engagements, if you want me to be on your podcast, I'm happy to do interviews with anybody. I'm actually working on my book right now and working on a film. My book is kind of a memoirs, and it's talking about going from somewhere between good and great is better. And it's about incremental progress towards whatever your life goals are, whether the professional or personal goals. And then the movie that we're working on, or the film that we're working on, is about non-combat related PTSD and the struggles that veterans have with that. So a lot
Okay.
going on.
Yeah, you have a lot of projects going on there. Like, I hope that you finish them like in a nice, and you feel proud about that. I do think that they're going to be awesome. Like, I do expect that. I do believe that. And yeah, definitely. I just wanted like to people to meet you, like to know your what you what you can add, your knowledge, your motivation, your energy. Like, I felt that, and I wanted like for people like to. I know that they will hear you, they will see you, and they will vibrate in that frequency. Of course, you are coming back, and maybe we can like talk some more specific stuff. But right now, I'm just glad talking to you. Actually, it's a nice talk just for me. Like being able to listen, being able like to to I don't know, like take that advice of someone that has experienced some things that maybe I haven't gone through, but you said it at the beginning, like that wisdom, taking the stuff that you went through in order not to try to experiment it myself or go through that to save me from that pain or that struggle. I do appreciate it. So thank you, Joe, and
My pleasure.
we are gonna keep talking.
Of course. Yeah, always, man. Always stay in touch for sure. Thank you for having me
Oh,
on here, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my stories with other people. I
no
hope
problem,
it
man.
helps someone.
It's a pleasure.